Oh my God, are we going live again? Dog fight sports. Ho, 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 ho,
Yeah, we get
ho,
a
ho.
little double barrel action for you guys
Round
tonight.
2. Let's go. We had the draft, and we did the draft picks, and we got the boring ones out of the way. But guess what? Right after we went done being live, that's when all the action happened. So we got the crew, round 2. I got Ulysses S. Rand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy draft night.
And hey, Hunter, do we have a name for you yet?
I don't think so.
All right, we got the Hunter Destroyer robot as well.
We'll figure it out.
Hunter the race car man.
Hunter the race car man.
Race car driving man.
Hunter's got the need for speed, and Hunter's got the need for statistics. He's got the laptop rolling. We got Ulysses S. Rand coming in here with his baseball, basketball, and football mind, and we're bringing you a second show live on location from the Crafty Crab. How the hell are you guys? How's your afternoon going? And did you catch any of that beautiful, amazing triple sports day that we had going on today?
Oh, yeah, I listened to the Cavs game at work, and, well, it was worth listening to. I think I gave up about midway through the fourth quarter. But, yeah, we'll get to that later. I kind of been following along on the draft a little bit. I did see one player crying. So, yeah, I know it's an emotional moment for those guys. They finally making it to the show, so to speak, and I wish them long, healthy, and happy in careers. And it's great to see, how hard work and dedication as an athlete pays off. You finally make it to the show, and like I said, seeing that one guy cry, I do love draft day. It's great to see guys make it.
I wish them all the best, unless they're playing against the Browns.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're either crying because they got drafted or they're crying because they're going to a terrible team.
So, Hunter, the Hunter Destroyer robot, and the Racer Extraordinaire, you got some statistics for us and some updates from the draft that we were not live on to start off the show.
Well, they said they doubled the offensive to open up a draft. I think it was 6 or 7. I think it was 6 where like offensive guys have opened up straight picks.
6 offensive players in a row.
Well, they doubled it this year, and they got to 12 until that edge rusher just got picked.
Well, that was actually the 15th pick.
Or 50, yeah.
So we're in an offensive-minded league and an offensive-minded draft.
Latu,
an
edge rusher.
I mean, for the most part, when you guys were live earlier, like it seemed like the first 4 picks were a lock for the most part. You had the 3 quarterbacks, and
yeah. I mean,
then the tackle, or you have 4 quarterbacks or whatever. Then you had the tackle at 5 for the Chargers.
You're forgetting about Harrison.
Well,
yeah.
I think we kind of beat that horse to death earlier on our first show. So the surprise of the draft was Michael Penix getting picked, Penix. You guys want to talk about that pick and then the subsequent trade that happened?
Yeah, I mean, they just said Kirk Cousins was stunned by the pick. I mean, I don't think he could have probably went this year and then maybe got somebody next year and see who can play out because he's like the oldest guy. He's like the oldest dude in the draft. So I mean, I get he's going to sit behind Cousins, but
and it's kind of like when Jordan Love got picked when Aaron Rodgers was the man. I mean, age plays a factor, and you got to pass the torch, and he'll sit behind him and kind of see what's going on, and we'll see how his NFL career.
Well, I guess
out.
The surprise factor is we had our hot sheet. Thank you very much to George the Sexual Animal for getting us this. But we had the top 6 QBs, and Michael Penix Jr. was ranked number 6 on this list. But yet he was picked way above his pre-draft ranking. So that was a hell of a surprise. And we'll see if that's going to pay off or he's going to be a dud.
Yeah.
Did you have some trade talk? That there's some trades up and down that happened?
Oh yeah. So the Vikings did move up to the 10th pick.
Well, they just moved up again. They just traded to 17.
Ooh.
I think who just picked now? Seattle. Seattle just picked now, but
and the Vikings,
they're up. Yeah, but the Penix thing. They did the right thing, getting someone to back up and learn. I just feel like they did it a year too early. You didn't have to get.
Yeah.
You didn't have to get Penix there at 8.
You might have been able to use that pick on another need you had.
If anyone, they should have taken Bo Nix if they were going to do that. That's how I see. I mean, Penix is good or whatever, but they don't. I don't know, but you said the Vikings traded up one spot.
Maybe they got confused. Bo Nix, Penn Nix.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Sean Payton got his dude, and Bo Nix. He's drafted a quarterback every year. I forget. They had a stat about his quarterbacks,
And,
picks
yeah,
and all that. But
we'll see how McCarthy does for the Vikings.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, you guys, can you remind me what the Penix situation is? Who he's sitting behind, and the situation with that team? Where did he go again?
The Falcons.
went
the
to the Falcons.
Falcons.
He's going to back up Kurt. He
Yeah.
just got that
Kirk
huge
Cousins.
freaking deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a smart move. I just feel like, I mean, you don't know what the class is going to be next year, but I feel like they just did it a year too early.
So, do you think Kirk Cousins is on the way out then?
No, he's got what, probably 4 years, probably when he's getting a huge deal. Holy crap! Yeah, they traded. Yeah, so the Vikings traded a number 17 pick, and the Jaguars traded. The Jaguars got the Vikings' 23rd pick of this year, and then a 5th round this year. The next year, a 3rd round and a 4th round pick.
Ooh.
Wow.
Big
Vikings-
money move is being made right now, live on air. How about that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
awesome.
traded
It's
the most.
awesome when they make that trade, like just as the time rolls up to the pick. Like, all right, hey, we'll give you this and this. Give us your pick. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah, because like the Vikings, they made a trade earlier with the Jets to move up one spot, so they got the Jets' number 10 pick this year, and they got their 6th round pick, and then the Jets traded one spot back and got their 4th and 5th. So the Vikings are just packaging their picks left and right
Yeah.
right now to.
Well, you guys weren't here on the first show. I'm not sure if you heard us mention, but we were looking at what team is the worst in the past 20 years in terms of draft performance. And
Yeah.
guess what? It wasn't the Browns. The Browns are only second worst. So the team that was the worst in picking in the draft in the last 20 years, Jets, Jets.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So maybe they're finally getting out of their funk. They're trading down. They're building up assets just to move down one spot. I think I do like that move. As far as the Penix acquisition, I'm not sure if that's really that smart because
I believe it's
I-
Penix.
Penix, you just got Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins isn't the prime of his career. You said they got him for 4 more years. They're not that confident in their guy. They just went out and got it just this offseason.
They're confident in him. I mean, he can still get the job done. I was still shocked the Vikings didn't hold on to him. They
Yeah.
could have re-signed him, which I think they should have for what their time frame is right now with what they're trying to do. Like I said, they just the Falcons. It was a good move, but not this year. Maybe next year.
Yeah, so that's a bad move.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go out on a limb. I'll just say Nick New Name here coming to you live to tell you the Falcons, they done goofed. They messed up. They did not make a good move. They chose the 6th best quarterback, and they wasted their 1st round pick. You just got a quarterback. You got to fill your quarterback around with weapons and security blankets and defense. That is the worst possible pick you could have made.
And now you might have him worried about his job.
Yeah, exactly. He just came into town, and they're going to run him out of town already. I don't like that one iota.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Vikings, they traded up. They got Dallas Turner, edge rusher from Bama. He's one of the best defensive guys in the draft. I mean, he's the only second dude to go in the draft for defensive side. But like I said, they're making moves. They lost. I forget who their. I think it was his last name was Hunter too, and I
Hunter
think
as
he went to
well.
the Bills or the Texans. So the Vikings lost their lead guy on defense as well, and as they lost their offensive guy with Cousins. And they just traded up and drafted one of the best edge rushers in the draft.
It's hard as hell to keep a track of all these players going all these different places. But I got a question for you guys. I got a question for the panel. So as a Browns fan, how does it feel to watch all this fresh talent and all these amazing players go to every other team while we're the Browns are sitting there twiddling our thumbs waiting for the 2nd round to come around so maybe we
Well-
can finally start partaking in this feast of raw talent?
Well, and see, the thing is yeah, we don't suck anymore. So I remember for years it was like the Browns were always picking like near the top or number 1. Then we get guys like Johnny Manziel, Johnny 8-Ball,
Johnny Money.
Curse of that number
Johnny-
22 pick.
Johnny Loser.
It seems like we'd always have like the top pick in the draft, and then they'd all of a sudden trade back into the 1st round. And ironically, it's been at number 22 where they took Brandon Weeden, Johnny Manziel. There's a bunch of them. Like the
Oh,
curse of
yeah.
that number 22 pick every year seems to always happen.
Well, there's somebody falling because there's like something wrong with the player. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Brandon Weeden, he's going to be a 29-year-old rookie? Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe we don't want him. And the Browns are like, well, maybe.
Well,
we
yeah,
could get him on the
I
sheet.
remember like draft day used to like always kind of be a Cleveland holiday because
Yeah.
we were always like picking near the top or had like multiple 1st round picks, and so now we don't suck anymore, so things aren't that way. I mean, we made it to the playoffs. Yeah, you got bounced in the first round, but yeah, I mean, you're not, you're not hoping and wishing we would get a guy. Now I know we picked late second round, so now we'll, you got to use that pick right.
Well, I'm just sitting there hoping and wishing that we brought Flacco back, but my wishes are not coming
I
true.
know.
So I'm gonna have to go back to sleep and dream up something even
Well,
more
that
crazy.
goes back to that quarterback controversy thing I was talking about. Like now you might have one with Penix and Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's
he
not
ain't
gonna be-
starting unless he gets hurt. He ain't.
Well, he's gonna be sitting there for 4 years, ready for Cousins to retire.
He's gonna
Yeah.
be 35 by the time he freaking finally gets a start. But I feel like the second round though is the most like. I mean, you'll have your entertainment at the beginning of the draft, your quarterbacks and stuff, but
So yeah, you guys want to talk about the Browns' needs? So it looks like we definitely are going to need a defensive player. Seeing the way the draft's shaking out with these defensive players falling back, that kind of opens the door for the Browns to get a better pick.
Oh, it really does.
And maybe they'll get a defensive tackle or a linebacker. I'm thinking they might get a linebacker, but I believe last year we did get JOK with the 56th pick, I believe, that they traded up to get him. And look what a hell of a player, man, he is.
That was just last year,
2 years ago. I
2
think.
years
2 years
ago.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the second round is you'll have your guys that were supposed to go in the first round, but then either something at the combine or all of a sudden they'll have a medical issue, and that's what happened with JOK. Is he was going to be a first round pick, and then he had that heart. There was something with his heart or something that they like got flagged at the combine,
Oh,
and
all right,
that's
so that
how-
explains why he fell back.
yeah, he was a first round talent. And everyone's like, I can't believe this dude hasn't gone yet. And then the Browns finally took him at like 52 or 56.
Well, actually, I
It
think the Browns just let one of our linebackers go, Taki.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
So yeah, they're definitely gonna have a need at linebacker.
Yeah,
I've heard many different people say
so
linebacker.
Hopefully, history can repeat itself, and the Browns can get a guy there in the
It's been our weakest point as the
in the
linebackers.
50th pick, and get another good linebacker in there to complement the guys we got. I know we got Hicks and JOK. So hey, hopefully they pick the right guy. Guy's got the right head on his shoulders. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't know with these kids, and hopefully the guy's got the intangibles and intangibles and can come in there and help the Browns out on defense. Because man, I love that Browns defense how it's looking, and hopefully they'll get the right guy in there to complement it.
You love the Browns defense. What?
Well,
the
I
Browns
did.
defense-
I did when
it
it was
looked
cooking.
good in the beginning of the year, but at
It
the end of
looked
the
good
year,
at
it
home.
was looking a lot more fallible.
It looked bad in the playoffs. I mean, those guys didn't even show up.
Everybody
Playoff
looked bad in the
game.
playoffs.
And
Yeah,
speaking
Myles
of
Garrett
showing
was
up,
gone.
look at the Cavs tonight.
You know,
Yeah.
let's get into the Cavs because
Yeah, all
the
right.
Browns aren't picking until tomorrow. So, what do you guys think about the Cavs game? You saw a lot more of the Cavs game than I did because I was just kind of peeking.
Well, the Cavs went to Disneyland tonight and not to the Kia Center. I don't know what kind of fairy tale world they were in with it. Man, they were not in the game, man. They just were not. They did not have poise. They started out ice cold shooting, and they just did not play the brand of Cavs basketball that's going to lead to them winning. And
do you have any
leading games.
Cavs shooting stats from 3-point line?
Well, what 3-point land, they shot 24% from field goal percentage. They had a 39%.
I heard from the peanut gallery
Yep.
that the Cavs started, and correct me if I'm wrong, 2 for 18 from 3-pointers to start the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
And now, doesn't that remind us of the
So-
of game one when they were 1 for 19 from 3-pointers at one point in the game?
Yeah, the thing is, Magic, they weren't hitting their shots either. And I knew that's what saved us from
Yeah.
not blowing that game out or getting blown out.
And
then
the Magic went home and got some home cooking and licked their wounds after losing them 2 games. And they came out Game 3 with their backs against the wall, and we're like, "Hey, this is our house." Actually, I guess in Orlando, this is our castle. And they showed the shitty ass Cavs how to play some ball.
they were the Cavs were heavily underdogged in that one
And
or whatever, and it was
And I don't
see
know
why.
if the Cavs were, like I said, I think they were in Disneyland yesterday or before the game, and they were too busy thinking about Mickey Mouse and not the game.
They were at the Magic Kingdom, but the Magic ran out.
Yeah, they got to bounce back this when they play again Friday. Friday, I think. Friday,
no,
or Saturday.
no.
Today's
I
Thursday,
believe
so
the
not
next
Friday.
game is Saturday.
Saturday.
And then, so there will be a Game 5 at home at Rocket Mortgage. So,
And every game from here on out is 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
okay. So, the Cavs got to turn it around. You got to go. fix your head, get out of Disneyland, and figure it out.
Well, the only ones that started out hot at the beginning was Evan Mobley, and then like he just disappeared. He didn't score again the rest of the game. He had 10 in the first quarter, and then like nothing. Then Mitchell had only 13 points.
Yeah,
Garland had 5 points.
Mitchell's got to be the leading scorer. Like he's our superstar. He's got to find a way to score. So I guess to rewind the clock, to go all the way back to quarter one, game one, the Cavs started out so hot. They started out 5 for 5 from 3-point land. They built up a humongous lead. I feel like ever since then, it's just like they haven't been able to dominate on the shooting. So, game two was kind of a little bit more of the same. Game one, game two, kind of a slugfest, building a lot of brick roads and taking it down to the Wizard of Oz.
Brick road,
the yellow brick road, and Wizard of Oz. But here we are, game three, and they didn't get the hot start.
Throwing up a lot of bricks.
It wasn't good. That's a downfall.
Yeah, you were 8 for 34 on 3-pointers tonight, 32 for 82, 39% on field goals. Yeah, just throwing up bricks. And then, just like last year when we got bullied around by the Knicks on the glass, if you look at the rebounds tonight, Cavs 32, Magic 51. But now here's an important point: is if you look at the offensive rebounds, only 5 for the Cavs. 14 for the Magic. So you're giving these guys second chances, right? And when you're playing, you got to play defense. You got to get the ball back and then go score. You can't let them get second chances at scoring. So you can't let them get those offensive rebounds. Got to beat them on the glass, and don't get bullied around out there.
Now you guys were listening in or watching the game a little bit more than me because I was focusing on the draft. Were they getting high quality shots and just missing them, or were they just chucking it up there?
Well, they just weren't moving the ball to the right guy, and they
Magic weren't missing either. They were on fire. They did not. When the Cavs missed the shot, the Magic were making 6 points.
Yeah,
and other
you look at the stat sheet. You got Banchero with 31 points, Jalen Suggs with 24.
That's who killed him.
Yeah, and Wagner only with 16. But yeah, you can't let these guys. You can't let Banchero and Suggs kill you like that. I mean, and like I said, rebounding and and just playing defense. Put a hand in the guy's face.
Okay, defense.
Like
because
I said,
we brought that up before the series started, that both these teams have a pretty decent defense, and especially Orlando.
Yeah,
the first two games were pretty low scoring, but this game the Cavs couldn't put up like really many points to speak of. But where was their defense? They're both supposed to have good defensive teams.
Yeah. The Cavs. By the end of the first quarter, I believe the Magic had a 13-0 run, and that was about it, man. I think the Cavs kind of clawed a little bit, but after that, they were just pretty much just got smoked.
Yeah, they were getting out-rebounded, even on the offensive side, like crazy. That's what killed the momentum.
Yeah. And when you're just getting killed on the glass like that, not making your shots, they choked.
Well, maybe let's bring in a Cleveland Cavaliers correspondent. Do we have one that's going to come in and tell us, enlighten us a little bit more about how the Cavs have been not really doing too great on Game 3, even though they got the win on Game 1 and Game 2. Do we have a Scotty Too Hottie in the house? All right, come on in, Scotty Too Hottie, Cleveland Cavaliers correspondent.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Hunter.
Thanks for coming on, Hunter, and we'll also find our second Cleveland Cavaliers correspondent, Marcus, the Smarticus. Smarticus.
Yeah. With me and Scott.
Yes.
Yeah, we can start talking.
I'm a good guy to talk to, bro. What's up, man? Let's talk.
Hey, Marcus. So, hey, what'd you think about tonight's Cavs game?
We got our ass beat.
We got whooped. We got
beat. That wasn't a whooping. That was a beating.
What do you think about the Cavs defense tonight?
We looked tired. We looked like we was out there partying last night. We did.
Yeah, for sure.
I said they went to Disneyland.
Yeah, we didn't look like
I don't
the
even think they
Cavs.
made it to Disneyland.
No, they didn't. They were outside getting drunk like everybody else.
They got smoked like a blunt at a Lollapalooza concert.
And, you know, Lollapalooza, that's full of acid, and
Oh,
everybody's
yeah.
confused
Oh, I mean,
because there's no way we got out there and we got punished.
Yeah.
83 to 121, we
Yeah,
got
it's just
punished.
it wasn't even close.
That's damn. What? That's 40 points almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's damn near 40 points. We got punished. The Cavaliers. Hey, we slept a game.
Right? It's
We
okay.
took a nap.
Split the series.
Right. We took a nap.
Get out of here, lobster boy.
What do you think, Scott?
No,
Cavs shit the bed, right?
Yes,
they definitely did.
they definitely.
They didn't only shit the bed; they pissed it.
They pissed
They did everything
They-
you could think of.
They just got out rebounded.
Yeah,
They were just throwing up bricks.
They
and,
threw up 8 for 24, 8 from 34 from 3 or some shit like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Like 8 from, you know what I'm saying? 50, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
50%.
You can't have
You
that.
can't have that, bro.
Yeah.
You cannot have, at this level of basketball, we cannot allow that. And not just as players, you know, as fans, but, you know, those guys on that level, you know, you took a day off, fine. Take the
Right.
day off. But now it's a 5-game series.
right.
You know, most of us knew it was going to be a 5-game series. If you felt like you were going to sweep Orlando, these young guys weren't going for a sweep.
No, they got to give it to Orlando. They came
Yeah.
home mad and tough. They weren't going to embarrass themselves at home. So
Yeah.
credit where credit's due.
Yeah, they
but,
weren't going to let themselves go
you know,
down 3-0.
the Cavs did not look good, but you know, here's saying, you know, Saturday if you could take Game 4, you know,
Right.
you split 1-1, you know, with the balls in your court, you could
Turn
win it
around
fine.
and then wrap the series
Sure.
up at home.
Sure.
on
Wrap it up
Tuesday.
at home.
Sure.
I hope they do. I hope they can make the adjustments and
Yeah.
get the right mental game going because it didn't look like they really
Yeah,
showed
I
up
can't
tonight.
really, not much positive, but
No.
I mean, it was not very entertaining. You know, the draft was more entertaining.
Yeah.
Watching about nothing
Yeah.
until you hear
Watching
the
guys
ding, ding,
create a
ding,
future.
ding. Right.
Yeah, watching guys create a future
Yeah.
is better than watching guys who, you know, you're right here, right now.
Right. You went to the future and you ain't showing up for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in the future and you're not showing up for yourself.
Right.
Well,
Right.
14 more wins, we can win it all. Yay. Not
All
playing
right,
like we did
well,
tonight.
not like how we played
I,
tonight.
I hope the
But-
Cavs can turn it
But you
around.
know what? I was proud of the Heat yesterday taking it to Boston.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That was
I believe there was
impressive.
23 three-pointers.
Yeah, it was
That
something
was
like that, like
impressive.
23,
That's
24
without
three-pointers.
that's without Butler too.
Almost an NFL record. I mean,
NFL.
not NFL.
And
NBA record, I'm sorry.
That too. Right?
But yeah, definitely crazy impressive win for the Heat. I hope they take that series.
Me too.
Ah,
I'd rather they match up well against the Celtics, but you know the
Yeah.
aura of Boston. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
and then I don't know we'll see
feel
what
like
the status of Butler is, but you know we could take the Heat,
Yeah, I like our
We can
chances
take the Heat.
against the
we
Heat.
could take the Heat.
Yeah.
We can't
especially
take
our
Boston.
secret weapon, Strus. Yeah, Boston is
We
going to
can't,
be.
we can't take Boston.
Yeah,
Right.
This is the thing. If Boston gets through Miami, then it's going to be Boston joke round 2. Because
Mhm.
they lost last year to joke, right? If I'm correct. They lost last year to joke. I feel like if they don't get this ring this year, all that money they gave to Brown and, you know, everybody, it's a waste.
yeah.
It's a waste. You gave these guys hundreds of millions of dollars, and these guys cannot and will not produce for you on the level that you expect them to. And I feel like that's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, this show's spicy. You want to. Just don't set the alarms off.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do this. You know, just wait for the rest of them. All good, but yeah, disappointing game to say the least for the Cavs.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, just like switch up sports gears real quick. You know, what about the Guardians coming back? You know,
Hey,
Oh,
yeah.
Or, yeah, they won. You know,
They
they did
swept
Grand
Oakland.
Slam.
Yes.
Oh, they had a grand slam today?
Yeah, Manny had a grand.
Wow.
Not Manny.
Jose?
Ramarizi. Yeah, Jose had a grand slam. Fry had a solo shot, and
All right.
we're taxing our bullpen, but you know what? We took 4 out of 6 from Boston this year, which is
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
tough.
not-
We won
that's pretty
another
good.
series
Sure.
against them.
Sure, and this is a 1-1, but we got the Muddy Braves coming up. This will be the
Yeah,
this will be the true litmus test.
So
Yeah.
the real question for me that I got with you guys: how is our bullpen going to last all year? No Shane Bieber, you know, Tristan has to go to number 1 with no Bieber in. So, what do you
Yeah.
guys think is
We got
the?
to rely on the minor leaguers and
Well,
maybe
yeah,
pick up. We got to pick up
You-
an arm or
you
two.
brought
It's
up,
obvious.
You brought up Xavier Curry from the minors.
You
and,
get
brought up
an
Xavier,
inning eater, you know.
He's had a solid start. You also picked up Lively, new
Yep.
player,
Yeah.
who's had 2 good starts. So,
Yeah.
you know, we do have depth at starting pitching. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
What about closing? Who? Because you know,
Well, we got
Class
Clase,
A. Yeah.
I mean, close.
Barlow, and now that we got that Hunter Gaddis now coming.
Yeah.
out
I
of
was about to,
the
that's what I was
bullpen,
wanting to ask about Gaddis. How do we feel about
has
Gaddis?
been,
Honestly,
he has been a weapon, man. And
Yeah.
he's
He just comes
shown
in, he
himself.
pounds the strike zone.
Yeah.
He's just what we need out there. And,
Yeah. We got
and
some players.
We
which is
we
good.
we have some pretty solid pitching. But the crazy thing is, we're actually getting hitting.
This is like the most amazing part of it all. The Naylor brothers,
Yeah.
Quan is in form.
Quan is on fire.
You know, and we got Fry. He's doing good, and
Yeah, we got Arias hitting.
sure,
Jimenez
that's the
is hitting.
surprise.
Jimenez
That's
is
the
hitting.
surprise.
And I think that was the key that we talked about on air before,
Mm-hmm.
Scott, was like we needed other guys other than Naylor and Jose to carry the team. We need other
For
guys
sure.
to have breakout seasons on hitting, and we're getting it. And it's just an incredible job that Vogt has done with the team.
Manufacturing runs, and hats off to Vogt because
Now,
granted we had like what they call an easier schedule
Yeah.
to some, but there's still these are professional baseball players.
There's
These
no
ain't-
such
these
thing as
ain't
an easy
cupcakes,
schedule,
right?
man.
These are
right.
cupcakes. These
Yeah,
are the
you're
big
right,
boys.
Marcus. It
No such
is.
thing.
There's
no such thing as
Major
an
League
easy
Baseball.
schedule. These are the best of the best baseball
Yeah.
players in the
Yeah.
world.
This
That's
is-
like looking at the NFL and saying, "Oh, you got an easy schedule because
No.
how you're playing the best of the best
Yep.
in the world."
Right.
So these are like 32 teams of college all stars and
Yeah.
stuff for the NFL. It's the same with baseball.
Yeah,
They're not there in the Double A. They're not there in the Triple A. They're in the Major League.
right.
Yeah.
You're no longer in the A's. You're not
Right.
you're in, like how you just said, the league. The major time.
So yeah, I think we play the Braves next, and then after that,
That'll be a good
we
list.
play the Astros, who are playing very poorly.
And that's astonishing. Well, I feel like the Astros playing poorly kind of is what's going on.
Yeah.
It's
What's going on,
definitely
What do
a
they say that the
surprise.
Astros had made like the 7 straight postseasons or something? Like,
Yeah. I don't
That's
know
it,
what's
something
going
like that,
on with
something
yeah.
like
that.
that crazy.
They're not using cameras and beating on trash cans
Right,
anymore.
right,
I don't know what's going on.
We knew eventually it was going to fold,
Yeah.
with the. But if you sit back and think about it, what they were doing, beating on trash cans, everything they were
Yep.
doing, there's no different or indifference than, any minor league baseball game, once
Well,
they got
there's
the
always-
pitches down.
there's
They're
always
not
gonna
trying
be-
to win. You're not trying to win. You can't
Yeah.
fault them.
Right.
Situation ethics. Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Right,
right.
right.
Literally. Don't
All right,
get
that's
caught.
the only mistake you made. You got caught.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
literally.
then after that, I believe we have the Angels at home. So
Yeah.
that'll-
Nice run. Nice
So
little
we
run.
got a nice little run of games
Yeah,
coming
we got
up.
a nice little
We'll
series.
see how they do against the
The
Braves.
Browns. Tomorrow, we're going to trade down.
Uh,
Don't you fucking trade down.
No, I
Take
think
something good.
they'll
Do not trade
so
down.
one of the things we said earlier, Scott, is
Yeah.
they're not they didn't even pick a defensive player until like 14.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
So
is
that's good for the Browns because now you have those defensive players falling
Still there.
back.
right.
Yeah.
Which is good.
And you get them on discount.
Yeah.
You're getting them on discount.
Which is true and stuff. But I still think, just like the offense going, I mean, I kind of like just singled out in no particular order, but, we do need a running back, tight end, offensive line. These are strong offense. That's why everybody was, chewing up on the offense. You need a D tackle, and,
I mean,
defensive back help won't hurt. It's always
I
good
feel
to
like
have
we need a
depth there.
linebacker.
Yeah,
I feel like our,
yeah,
linebackers
Crusher.
suck.
I'm on a many,
Hey,
Oh
there's a
man,
couple
our
It just
linebackers. I'm
don't
not going to say they
seem
suck,
out.
but we definitely need linebackers. Like as
Good
as,
side to
as,
side
as a
speed.
Browns fan, we need linebackers. Yes, we need
Yeah.
we need somebody who can really step up and be that guy
Yeah.
in that middle of our front seven. You
Yeah.
know, as a front seven guy, if you don't have that guy in your front seven who can take your front seven and say, these bitches don't do nothing past this.
That's it.
And that's what it is. And I feel like that's what our front seven.
Pressure,
We have that
yeah.
with Miles, but Miles is starting to age. You know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
we can,
You need
we-
support.
he
You can't
needs
be
support.
double and triple team
Yeah.
every freaking play.
every freaking play.
We picked up
And
that
it-
dude from Minnesota. He's tough, and we picked up Bush from Pittsburgh. So So, they're going to see what that does. But we always seem to have fucking injuries at linebacker for some reason.
I feel like
Yeah,
if
and
we
that's
could,
why
if
you
we
gotta
could
have
draft a
depth.
solid linebacker. Right. We need to draft linebackers. This whole
Yeah.
draft right now is offensive line, somebody to help Miles on the defenses, and we need safeties. If we're going to talk Browns football, we need a safety,
Yeah.
but we need a veteran safety.
Sure.
That's what it is. Not just, no rinky-dink son of a bitch playing ball. We need a veteran,
All right.
hard-hitting.
We need somebody to step in when Grant Delpit gets hurt again.
Because you
Yeah.
know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And this is the thing.
He's a hard hitter, but
I mean, he's hard hitting, but at the same time, like how you just said, he's injury prone. This is where
Right.
this is
Yeah.
where you don't have a solid linebacker in court to really be on some. Hey,
He's
we're
gotta
not
be making them
allowing
hits.
you to make those hits because
Yeah.
you're 210 pounds making hits where at 245 it's it's a different
Right.
effect. Especially now, with us Browns, we got to be aware the Baltimore Ravens are about to be a problem.
Yeah.
Lamar
always.
has a true giant behind him.
Mm-hmm.
On the last spot, I said it. If this motherfucker can run 700 yards a season for the next two,
Yeah.
Super Bowl contender.
He gets you that first
700,
down.
That's
right?
it.
Get you your
Red
2-3
zones.
grunt yards. He'll get them all day.
Third down of red
And
zones.
he
That's
won't be
all I
hurt
need
like
before
Dobbins.
Henry.
Now they got Derrick Henry too.
Right. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
They
he's
have
talking
Derrick
about.
Henry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. They
Yeah,
have
Dobbins
Derrick
is-
Henry.
He's hurt again.
Oh,
If-
yeah,
I'm sure.
I mean, yeah.
If
you
Derrick
wanna win
Henry can
games,
give us 700 yards, that's it. That's all they want from him.
yeah,
this
and
goal
now,
line guy,
You want to
you know,
win games against
third
the
down goal
Ravens,
line,
You
that's
better
all.
get
Couple of yards here or there.
you
That
better
guy's
build up your
invaluable.
defense.
Yeah. He's one of those guys.
And he's a
you
good
know.
pass blocker too. He's a
Right.
good chipper, and he can catch
He's-
little grunt passes out the
Yeah,
backfield.
I mean, at
Yeah.
6'5",
Jump off.
400 pounds, yeah, you better be motherfucker. But
Jeez, man.
that's a dangerous guy, and that's what makes us here at Cleveland. We got to stop and we got to look at Baltimore and some. Okay,
Yeah.
we got to pick up some. We need some hitters. We need some linebackers who will not be afraid
Right.
to go up and look at Derek like, bitch, you was my bitch today.
Right.
You was
Help
my
smash him,
bitch
and that's it.
today.
For
And
sure.
that's what we need.
Ooh, we did.
Yeah, we talk baseball.
We did. So, who'd they take?
Oh shit.
All right.
Hey, take it easy, George.
See you later,
Take
Georgie.
care, Georgie.
I can't do that.
Uh-uh.
I have to think about it. I almost double flipped my phone.
I know.
Almost
Come
double
on. All righty.
All right, man.
Take care. Want to step in, Nick, a little bit?
You
Want to
wanna
step in and and do that? I got. Yeah.
I think we about covered everything we really wanted to talk about. Hopefully the Cavs can turn it around.
Guys, we'll turn it around. We just take time to turn stuff like this around.
So we got to bark it out.
That's versatile.
Hey, go Cavs. Hope they can get out of Disneyland or Disney World, Fairy Tale Land. I don't know where their heads were tonight, but not in the game. But hey, luckily it's a 7-game series, so hopefully they can turn it around and get back in their heads back in the game, and we'll see what they can do Saturday night. So go Cavs.
Go
We'll
Cavs.
see what the Browns do tomorrow night with their pick, unless they trade it. But we'll see what they do. But hey, thanks for watching, everyone. It's been another episode of Dogfight Sports.
Hey, Hunter, you want to come in and help us bark this thing out? Hey, thanks for tuning in for our double feature. The draft has been wet and wild and unpredictable. Thank you very much to our gracious host, the Crafty Crab.
Yeah, big thanks to Carrie and the Craft Crab. Thanks for all the hospitality, and thanks to you, the viewers.
Hey, great to see you. Thanks everybody for being on. My last word is going to be Cavs. Come on,
Yeah.
get your head back in the game. Start shooting some good shots. I know they got that tough defense, but spread the ball around. Take some dunks, high percentage, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And Indians keep on chasing that record. Chasing that best start since 1948.
think they're 7 wins in a row now. Remember we were talking about
Well,
that? the
they
other night?
lost yesterday.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Never mind. We jinxed it. It was the night before.
But we did
We
win that
jinxed it.
series
Yeah.
against Boston. So.
Yep, I forgot.
All right, gentlemen, we have been Dog Fight Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Gentlemen, let's bark it out.